Hello friends, this is Durga from itversity, a one-stop shop to learn all the technologies. So today's hangout session will be on career path for my mainframes professionals. Let us wait for a couple of minutes before people join, and then we will start. Okay. Meanwhile, let me share my screen. Okay, so this will be the agenda. First, I will talk about itversity, challenges for mainframes, available open source options for developers, available open source options for administrators, role of itversity in transition, upcoming training, and I will be starting a new training batch for big data engineer, which is one of the options for mainframes professionals. And then I will cover FAQs and then question and answer session. Okay, so let me send a message to. Sorry for being late. Okay, now people are there are 13 to 14 viewers already. So let me also just broadcast a message that the batch have started. And then we will start. Okay, let me also post it in the LinkedIn, and then we will start. Okay, then let us start. I hope, let me answer this question. Ashutosh have asked whether it has been cancelled. The answer is no. I hope he is already online. And now let us start. And also, towards the end of the session, if you want to if you want to ask any questions, you have to connect to the event through event link. Connect to the Hangout through event link. In that, you will have the question and answers section on the right hand side. You can ask the question, and I will select the question, and then I will answer, and then I will move on to the next question. Okay. That being said, now let us start. I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, so now let's go to the agenda one by one. So first about itversity. So itversity is a startup. We just started in November. It's based out of Dallas, US. And also we are trying to build slowly in India also. But as of now, the company is based out of Dallas. But most of the our primary focus is on creating an online platform for IT. And we will try to facilitate people either to start their career or transition from existing legacy technologies into the emerging technologies. Okay, so the idea behind the name itversity is IT for information technology, and versity is from university. And we eventually we would like to cover almost all the topics in IT, both emerging technologies as well as evergreen technologies. Some of the legacy will be ignored, but all the emerging technologies and also emerging technologies will be covered extensively as part of our platform. So the company started with a YouTube channel called itversity. You can go to YouTube and search for itversity, and you will see the channel. And there are approximately 8,000 subscribers, and there are almost 825 videos. Okay, let me go here. In this page, it will show how many videos are there. There are approximately 823 videos. So these videos have content spanning multiple technologies, but as of now, it is predominantly big data. But eventually, we want to get into DevOps, cloud, and other emerging technologies. That being said, recently we have launched a website called www.itversity.com. and we are planning to create courses here to facilitate people to transition from one technology to other, or even to kickstart in the latest technologies. So as of now, I have only few courses. Whereas if you go to my channel, 1 minute, the screen sharing is stopped. Let me start sharing again. Okay. Now you should be able to see the screen again. So if you go to my YouTube channel, and click on playlists, there are many playlists. A playlist is similar to a course, but only the video content. Whereas when you go to my channel, if there is a course published on my channel, it not only have the videos but also all the relevant text um, that is required to accelerate our learning. For example, if there are any code snippets, let me show one of the topic: transform state store using Spark with Python. Spark is a big data technology. Don't worry about the words if you don't understand. So this is how it will look like. Let me take the example of joining disparate data sets using PySpark. And if you see, this is one of the topics. And initially, we started with the introduction. And then to perform the joins, we need to understand the data model. So data model is explained even in the text. And we have defined the problem statement. And then we have started actually developing the logic. And as part of the logic, all the complex concepts are explained as part of the videos. These videos are same from the playlist with respect to the course. So there is a playlist called CCA, and this course is also called as CCA Spark and Hadoop Developer. And you can see there are 86 videos for that. And these videos from here are actually placed into this. So it's an integrated platform of 1 minute. Again, the screen share is stopped. Let me share my screen again. I don't know why it is dropping so frequently. So I hope you can see my screen now. So if you see here in the website, you can see the YouTube videos from the same playlist, but at the bottom, you can also see the code snippets. So you don't need to search elsewhere to get the code snippets. You can directly watch the videos and start preparing by using the code snippets as templates, making some modifications and execute those things. Not only that, we are also working on a lab where you can actually practice these things on the lab with a nominal or economical price. Okay, so that's about itversity. It's it will be a one-stop shop to learn any technology in future. Whether you want to transition to a new technology or whether you want to just start your career in IT, we would like to provide training for you almost at free. And also we want to get into staffing solutions as our phase 2 attempt that will be starting from 2017 second half. So I will try to build the talent pool, and then I will get into the staffing solutions. And to build the talent pool, one of the strategy is to upload the content on certifications. So for example, the CCS Spark and Hadoop Developer is widely recognized certification exam in big data. And like that, we will try to upload at least one certification course every month. So over a span of 2 years, you will have 24 certification courses, and you will be able to, and those certifications are not given by us. We will only prepare you for industry recognized certifications. Cloudera is one of the leading vendor of Hadoop, and their certifications are highly recognized. You need to, you can go to the courses and pay the money to Cloudera to attend the exam and get certified from them with confidence after preparing through our courses. And I will keep track of all the certified professionals, and slowly I would like to facilitate the transition by providing the placements also. And I will only work with the direct clients. It's a different story, and we are a long way to go. We will start doing that in 2017 second half. That being said, now let's go to the agenda again. Now let's talk about challenges for mainframes. If you are a experienced mainframe professional, you might know better than me what are the challenges you are facing. The technology is not growing anymore. Most of the projects are in maintenance mode, and the work you are supposed to do is tedious, and also you might all the complementary solutions across the mainframes applications, which were developed using languages like COBOL, JCL, etc., are now being moved to open source technologies. So that's the main challenge for mainframes. The landscape of mainframes is not growing anymore. Actually, it is shrinking, and it is impacting a lot of people, especially in the mid-career. So there is no scope to grow in the mainframes. I have been training mainframes professionals for quite some time as part of my big data classes, and I have facilitated at least 4 or 5 people successfully transition from mainframes into big data. And also, I will quote an example who to explain the magnitude of the issues in the mainframes. So this man Mushtaq, he has 20 years of experience in mostly mainframes and Linux, and now he's actually starting learning big data within 2 weeks. Since he came to my channel, he started preparing for the certification, and he already cleared one certification, and he's doing one more certification because he has 20 years of experience. He want to leverage his experience with the skills I am teaching to him, and he want to get into the position which he deserves, rather than again starting from scratch. He just want to go to the next level, or at least maintain the same level by tapping into the big data. And I have a classmate also. His name is Kari Charan. He was into mainframes for almost 10 years, and now for past 1 or 2 years, he is actually working on big data technologies. And then there is another friend, Guru. Okay, he used to work for Walmart in the big data domain, and I helped him getting certified, and also I referred him not only within Cognizant to move into the big data practice, but also when he's struggling to grow in Cognizant for some other reason, I facilitated him to move to another full-time job where he got almost 100% hike from his salary. So for past 2-3 years, he's working in big data. So there are many examples like this where I directly helped them to transition their careers. And there are many other people who acknowledged offline, saying that I helped them in learning the skills. I'm not sure whether they built the career into big data or not, but definitely they learned a lot of big data technologies looking at my content. So the bottom line is, you have to focus on some of the emerging technologies and then move away from mainframes as quickly as possible. Even if it is delayed, at some point you have to move if you want to survive in IT. So now I will get into what are the open source options for mainframes professionals. So as per my knowledge, I don't have any experience in mainframes. It's purely based on the discussions I have done with some experienced people in mainframes area. Most of the mainframes professionals either do development work or administration work. Okay, irrespective of the title, whether they are software engineer or analyst or architect or lead, in the end, either they will be doing a developer work or administrator work. When it comes to open source, if you want to transform from away from mainframes, okay, there are plenty of options, not just big data. There are plenty of options in the emerging technologies where your experience along with the skills in emerging technologies will count. Okay, so there are a lot of people who know the latest technologies, but they don't have the prior experience to excel immediately. So some of the roles, they need experience plus skills. Some of the roles skills is enough, but for some of the roles they need experience plus skills. You have enough experience, you just have to build the skills, and the way you should build the skills is by identifying whether you are a developer or administrator in mainframes, or whether you are good at development or good at troubleshooting and setting up the infrastructure as an administrator. Once you decide whether you are a developer or administrator, then you have to build the skills to define the career path away from the mainframes. So first I will talk about what are the available open source options for developers. So big data is the buzzword right now. Big data is one of the a technology. It's an open source technology, and a lot of data warehousing projects, data integration projects are in the process of um, um, uh, at least in the consideration to move to big data. Even though still most of them are in POCs, at least they're considering big data to move the data warehousing projects, data integration projects, etc., into big data ecosystem. So big data is a buzzword for developers. And if you prepare for a role called big data engineer, so if you go to dice.com, dice.com is famous job portal in US, and search for big data engineer. Okay, and if you choose let's say Amazon's big data engineer role, I take this as an example for most of the cases when I do career counseling. So they're expecting these skills. Okay, so you have to learn all these skills to become big data engineer. So first, you need to have basic coding or scripting ability. Probably you might be scripting in mainframes. You just have to learn instead of Java, better to learn Perl or Ruby, or even Python. Python is also some sort of scripting language itself. So you can even learn Python, or Scala is another functional programming language. So you need to know first one programming language which is open source. It could be Java, it could be Perl, it could be Python, it could be any other open source language. But these are the good options: Java, Perl, Python, and Scala. Scala is still emerging, and you can actually consider Scala also in that programming language area. So let me start the screen share again. It got dropped. I don't know why it is dropping so frequently. Okay, and then you need to learn big data technologies to become big data engineer role. Okay, similarly, on top of big data, there are other career options also, like application developer using Java, application developer using JavaScript, or mean stack, which is MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node. So that is another good option to transition yourself from mainframes to big data. But out of all the available options, big data engineer or data engineer is the most appropriate person for you, because as part of the mainframes also, data is the key. As long as you understand the data and you understand building solutions around the data, transitioning to these roles such as big data engineer or data warehousing, even the conventional technologies, is a good starting point. You can even learn tools such as Informatica or Data Stage or Talent, and then get into the ETL jobs also to begin with. But eventually, you have to focus towards this data engineer or big data engineer role, which involve learning multiple technologies. So this is about developers. So there are many options, but big data engineer or data engineer is the most appropriate option for the developers. And then if you are an administrator, if you work on support on mainframes, where you will be monitoring the mainframes jobs and take the necessary actions if the jobs fail, communicate with the appropriate team, etc., to fix the bugs, etc. You can plan your career towards administration. So when it comes to administration, again, there are plenty of options. You can choose any of them. There is no priority for administrators. Either you can become a Hadoop administrator, you can become DevOps engineer. DevOps engineer is related to cloud, and then cloud engineer. There are many options for the administrators. Okay, and the skills that are required for the administrators is Linux is the foundation for all. So you have to learn the Linux. You have to spend enough time and get proficiency in Linux. And then based on the path you choose, if it is big data or Hadoop administrator, you need to learn Hadoop. If it is DevOps engineer, you have to learn DevOps tools such as Puppet or Chef and many other tools. And they're all small tools. Once you learn Linux and at least learn shell scripting, you will be able to learn those tools very quickly. Okay, so that big data engineer for developers, big data administrator or Hadoop administrator,
or DevOps engineer or cloud engineer or even the system admin is a good option for the support guys in mainframes to transition themselves out of mainframes. And at itversity, we will try to come up with multiple courses, even though as of now it's primarily primarily big data. Eventually we will be uploading courses for DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, etc. So stay tuned, and you can learn whatever interest area, whatever interests you, and don't ride the bandwagon and learn just one technology. Instead, you need to focus on the roles as per the current trends, such as big data engineer, DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, etc. And you need to learn multiple technologies to have a successful transition from mainframes to open technologies. Okay. And then, as I mentioned to you, that will be the role of itversity. We will try to facilitate you to by providing training in multiple areas. Mostly the training will be self-paced, and if it is self-paced, it will be free. There will be some online live trainings also. If you want to be part of those online live training, you have to pay for it. And if you want to give the certifications, as I have mentioned to you earlier, there are many certifications with respect to big data. Let me show you here. I am going to my channel homepage, and there is big data certification section here. And actually there are 6 certification courses in my channel, but I am displaying only 4 because 2 of them are still in progress. It will take some more time to complete those 2 certifications in full. Okay. So like this, we will be uploading content for all the certifications, even for the administrators, whatever certifications are relevant, whether in big data or DevOps engineer or cloud engineer, we will be uploading content in those areas also. And now upcoming training about which is big data engineer immersion course. So the training will start in September. If there are enough people, and then I will start the training in September. If there are no enough people, then I will just provide the training in self-paced model. You learn almost for free if it is self-paced, and I will be working on providing lab to you. There will be a cost to the lab. Apart from that, the course will be completely free if it is self-paced. And then if you got successful transition, okay, you need to pay the money. Even though you learn for the learn through self-paced training, you need to pay the money. Again, it depends upon the terms which we will talk later. As of now, I have not defined the terms yet, but depending upon the response, I will decide the terms. The terms will be convenient for both of us. It will not be like exorbitant costs or anything. It will be normal only. But if there are enough people, I will be conducting live batch in this big data engineer course. It will go for 2 months. The cost is $350. And if you are interested, I will paste this URL as part of the description of this video in YouTube, and you can actually look into this. So this is the form which you need to fill. And here I have given the details what all will be covered as part of this course. I'll be covering big data tools overview, HDFS, and MapReduce as part of first week, and then Scoop and Hive as part of the second week, Spark using Python, Spark using Scala as part of third and fourth weeks. And then fifth week, I will be showing integrating streaming data into Hadoop using Flume and/or Kafka. And sixth week, Pig and NoSQL. A NoSQL database, either Cassandra or HBase, I will show how to use it in the scope of big data. And also, I will show you how to develop workflows, mostly using Oozie. And then as part of the last week, I will also show how to set up Hadoop clusters so that you know how the cluster look like, and also various other aspects. So the first 7 weeks, the training, I will be teaching at least 5 hours every week. And then you have to put additional 4 to 5 hours every week for hands-on practice purpose. And the cost will be $350. It will go for 2 months. Dates will be announced in August 3rd week. There will be a series of kickoff meetings.
And it is free for MS students. If there are any MS students, I think it is highly unlikely, because this is the title is primarily for mainframes. But still, if there are any MS students, the course will be free. For MS students, I will separate them out, and I will be conducting multiple hangouts for them, to teach or to accelerate their learning at their own pace. Okay, and I'm targeting huge MS student batch, and start training in multiple areas, not just big data. So that's the background about MS students, but it will be completely free for MS students. For OPT candidates, if the companies are sponsored, they will be considered for discounts as batches. Okay, so that's about training. So I will share this document as part of the description. You just have to fill these things, or you can also go to my website, www.itversity.com. If you are interested to be part of that online training, you can actually fill this form. The same form is placed in itversity.com also. You can fill this form here and you can submit, and I will be communicating with you in future. Okay, so now let me see if there anything else. Now FAQs. So FAQs are frequently asked questions. So the frequently asked questions from Mainframes Professionals is, what is the way to learn Hadoop? Okay, what is the better way to build a career in Hadoop? So if you look into my my explanation so far, I have not emphasized on Hadoop. I have emphasized on big data. Okay, Hadoop is just a technology. Big data is a concept. Big data big data is much broader than just Hadoop, and there is no technology by name big data. Okay, big data is just a concept. Like if you are familiar with RDBMS, RDBMS is a concept. Okay, there is a guy called Boyce Codd who did research and published a white paper saying how a transactional database should be, and from there RDBMS concepts came into picture. And using RDBMS technologies such as Oracle, Informix, SQL Server, DB2, all these are RDBMS databases implementing those principles published by Boyce Codd. Okay, similarly in big data also, Google is the one who faced this big data problem. So if you get into the history of big data, when Google wanted to build the search engine, there is no technology which can scale for their requirement. And they said, means eventually the terminology came into 3 V's, which is velocity, variety, and volume. And there is no technology which can address those three. That's where they have implemented new technologies such as Google File System, Google MapReduce, Google Bigtable, etc., to tackle the problem. And then they published the white papers on them, on Google File System, Google MapReduce, and Google Bigtable, and that's where the big data ecosystem tools emerge. And out of the big data ecosystem tools, Hadoop is the major one. But there are many other technologies which you need to focus on to be a big data engineer. Okay, so don't focus on a particular technology. Try to get what are the roles that are relevant today. Okay, and how it is actually impacting the industry. The reason why big data is disruptive to the enterprises is that it is actually pulling the rug under the data warehousing tools such as Teradata, Informatica, Cognos, etc., which are conventional data warehousing ETL and BI tools. Now people are not interested with them anymore. They want to get into the open source, and big data can replace those data warehouses using open source technologies such as Hadoop, Hive, Pig, Scoop, etc. So that's where the big data ecosystem got a lot of traction, and you have to learn big data as a whole instead of focusing on one technology. So if someone comes to me to ask what is the best way to learn Hadoop, I will not give him a direct answer. It is very easy to tell him to go to my website and learn a particular playlist, or go to my channel and watch a particular playlist, or go to my website or some other website and follow some book or something. But that does not serve the purpose, especially for experienced professionals. They have to learn as a whole. So focus on big data, focus on open source technologies, and when it comes to infrastructure, focus on the cloud, or other relevant infrastructure for these emerging technologies. Don't ever focus on a particular skill. And the second frequently asked question is, a lot of guys have scare towards Java because Java have complex object-oriented concepts and it takes time to learn, and Java ecosystem keeps on changing. There are so many technologies which are so many frameworks, so many tools within the Java itself where people have to learn to excel in Java. So a lot of guys have, if not fear, but they resist to go to these open systems because of Java, because the learning curve it have. Okay. Now there are two things when it comes to big data. One is Java is almost irrelevant when it comes to big data. I'm following the industry for quite some time, and Cloudera and Hortonworks are the major vendors in big data. Okay, and both Cloudera and Hortonworks are slowly getting away from Java. Cloudera used to have a hugely successful certification exam called Cloudera Certified Developer of Hadoop, which is primarily based on Java, and they dumped it last year, and they came up with a new certification called CCA, Spark and Hadoop Developer, in which Scala and Python are emphasized rather than Java. There is no certification from Cloudera which focuses on Java as of today. So Java is almost irrelevant when it comes to big data. Even if you want to get into other open source technologies, Java is one of the options. Java is not the main option as of today. There are many other technologies such as MeanStack, which stands for MongoDB, Express, Angular, and Node. All are JavaScript frameworks. And JavaScript is relatively easy to learn than Java. And using one programming language, you can actually build end-to-end application if you become a MeanStack developer. So even if you want to be a solid application developer, there are options other than Java. There is a programming language called Groovy. Python itself is a good programming language to develop web applications. So Java is one of the options. Java is increasingly becoming less relevant compared to 2-3 years earlier. So don't worry about Java. You can ignore Java and still you can build a career in the open technologies. Whether you choose big data or any other thing, still there is enough opportunities to transition yourselves out of mainframes into open technologies. Okay, so those two are the frequently asked questions which I come across, and I have answered them. Now we will get into Q&A. You can start asking the questions. I will be able to see on the right hand side of my screen, and I will be answering those questions. Okay, I'm sharing the screen also. And again, if you want to ask me questions, go to the event page. So if you just go to YouTube, and if you are starting, if you start watching on my channel or on my website or YouTube channel, where is it? Okay, let me. Again, the screen share is stopped. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again. You can start asking the questions while I'm explaining what I want to. So if you go here, sometimes you might end up sometimes you might end up 1 minute events, and then this is the link, right? So sometimes you might end up this page. Okay, from one or the other resource, you might end up with this page. And some people tend to ask questions over here. But the questions which are placed here, I will not be able to see unless I come to this page. But if you go to my event link, which I have been sharing across formally, if you go there, then when you ask the questions, I'll be able to see on the right hand side of the Hangout. Okay, so there is one question from on my YouTube video from Praveen. He is saying, I'm currently in Dallas, I'm Mainframes resource and looking to change in big data. Is there any way I can meet you and discuss? So as of now, I am based out of Hyderabad, but my company is registered in Dallas, and I will be traveling to Dallas in September. So we can definitely meet over there. But if the course starts, the course will start in the September 2nd week, and probably we might end up meeting after the course is started. But if you want to discuss before the course is started, you can contact me. My email ID is training@itversity.com. And I will share my contact number and we can talk. Okay, so for any other questions, please try to use the event rather than the video itself. So the question from Ashutosh is, which one of the certification is the most sought after by the companies out of all Hortonworks or Cloudera? So to answer this question, I already created a blog. Okay, I will answer that question, but if you want it for the reference, you can go to my blogs. And there are two blogs with respect to certifications. One is Hadoop certifications training, and the other one is Hadoop and Spark developer certifications FAQs. I will highly recommend you to go through this blog. Okay, it's a multi-page blog. You have to scroll through this one, and it have given a list of all the certifications, and also it tells why one should get certified, and also it tells what are the available certifications. First one is what are the available vendors, and this one is what are the available certifications, cost, format of the exam, and then the FAQs comes into picture. And then one of the FAQs is choose the certification exam from available options. So if you are completely new to this, and if your company is not pushing you on anything, then I will suggest with CCA, Spark, and Hadoop developer. The reason why I choose that one is it has Spark, and Spark is the future. MapReduce is being replaced by Spark extensively, and Cloudera have acknowledged it, and also Hortonworks have acknowledged it. So if you go through this certification, it covers Spark. On top of that, it also covers Scoop, Flume, Hive, and Impala. So you will get a holistic view of multiple technologies within the big data ecosystem. So even though there are a couple of other certifications on Spark, like from Databricks and Mapper and even Hortonworks, they are purely on Spark. So from my perspective, more than the certification which is purely on one technologies, if it covers multiple technologies, it will have a lot more weightage for you. So I will highly recommend you go to this, and this is my answer for your question. Okay. So let me go back to the Hangout again. So I hope I answered your question. Go to this blog, and if you have any questions, you can either post on my video or you can reach out to me through email. And also I'm working on something called Big Data Labs. Okay. It is not yet done. It will be done, but as of now, it is still work in progress. If you are a paid subscriber to my lab, okay, the cost will and everything else will be announced later. And if you click on a particular course to learn, once you get enrolled, as of now it is showing enroll now. Let me demonstrate real quick. You can sign in with any social networking platform. Here I am trying to sign in with my Google Plus account. Now if I go to the learn, it changed to learn more, and if you click on this, it on the right side you will get the lab, and on the left side you will actually see the course whatever you want to learn, and you can just scroll it a little bit while practicing, or move it little bit while practicing for the to learn something. And if you want to read, you can move right side so that your lab will be minimized, and you can actually keep going to the content until the point where you want to practice. So like that, there will be many few more features, and there will be a cost associated with it, and will be getting hands-on practice on multi-node cluster. Okay, so stay tuned for the announcement. I will be announcing it very soon. So any other question? And also, if you want to understand the career path in big data, okay, in the lab itself, if you click on about, our recommendation for career path will be take big data immersion course, prepare for the certification, register and take certification exam, improve your job marketing skills. There is a YouTube playlist to show that, so you can actually watch that, and then go to job portal, start searching and applying for big data engineer positions, and make sure you try using advanced search options, and those details are there as part of this playlist on YouTube, which is improve job marketing skills. Okay, so that is our recommended path to become a big data engineer. So the next question is from again, the next question is from Ashutosh. Do companies take the mainframes experience and resources into big data stream? A bit apprehensive. So one thing is people expect skills. Okay, once you learn skills, it's not very easy to transition from one technology to another technology, especially from mainframes into big data, where there is a huge difference. Okay, but that being said, as of now, there is a demand for big data resources, but there is not enough supply. So definitely at some point, industry has to recognize that. They have already recognized also. So for example, if we go to the same big data engineer position in DICE, and also when you learn these things, you keep on learning, and also you should be able to do the POCs at your own investment. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes you might have to spend a few tens or few hundreds of dollars to learn more and more stuff, to get a lot more exposure. Okay, so you have to keep trying, and also you have to be socially active to get traction to your profile and many more things. If you just learn big data and if you think the positions will come to you, it is not the case. You have to put a lot of effort. And if you get into this, in nowhere they have mentioned that you need to be experienced. This is the entry level portion. This is 3+ years experience in a technical portion, but still they are saying proficient in these technologies. They are not saying you should have experience in that. Even with 7 to 10 years of experience also, for which you are eligible, I have seen many positions, especially the full-time positions, where they don't talk about or they don't emphasize hugely on the experience in the emerging technologies. To get some traction to your profile, one is, the first thing is you have to learn multiple skills. Second one is you have to have certifications, and third one is you have to express yourself by marketing yourself in social networking platforms such as LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the way, or blogging, or some other things. You can write white papers. Even though you don't work on big data projects in your company, if there is a challenge in mainframes, and if you think a big data a big data technology or a open source technology can be a solution, you should publish the white paper, and a lot of people will acknowledge that. Like that, you have to build your career. There is no magic bullet that once you take the course for 2 months you will be placed easily. It is not the case. That being said, I will show one note. See, this is from a woman called Priyanka. She said, "I'm mainframes IT specialist with 9+ years of experience and work at MX. My application is moving into big data, and my leader has challenged to get certified in big data." So, if companies such as MX or HSBC and many other companies who are trying to explore big data extensively and try to move out many of the mainframes complementary solutions, not the main solutions, but the complementary solutions into open source technologies, they're considering big data big time. And yes, industry is changing, and you will have the option. You will have the opportunities. There will be opportunities, but there won't be, and there might not be ample number of opportunities to accommodate each and every mainframes professional, but there will be handful of them, and you have to put your effort to get into those. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Let me open the Hangout page. So any other questions? You can ask any follow-up question, Ashutosh, on the topic. I will be glad to answer. Okay, so we are almost 50 minutes into the session. So I still have 10 minutes, but if there are no questions in next 1 minute, I will drop off. Okay, and make sure you work on the programming languages. It's not that it's not like Informatica where you learn one tool and transition yourself into these open source technologies. You have to build starting from programming languages to the tools and many other areas, and also you should know how to effectively market yourself. That's where you can get the traction. Okay, if you have good writing skills and if you want to write blogs to migrate from mainframes to big data on any problems, let me know. I will make you author to my blog, and I will try to market those blog posts in my network, etc., so that you can actually it will actually help you to get traction to your profile. So Ashutosh have asked me a follow-up question. How much approximate time you think it would take for a person to clear CCA? Just a decent ballpark estimate. So it will take at least 50 to 60 hours of dedicated effort. So it depends upon how much effort you put on everyday basis. If you put 2 hours effort, it will take 30 days. If you put 4 hours effort, it will take 15 days. So the next question, and it is proven. I know a lot of people have cleared certification from mainframes background without any knowledge in new technologies. Not only the Mustak example which I have taken earlier, there is another guy called Gopi. He is having 7 to 8 years of experience. He is working full-time for Cognizant, and he cleared CCA certification with 90% with 3 months of effort. And Mustak actually did it in 3 weeks. He just started. Luckily, he came across my channel, and he just cleared certification in 3 weeks from nowhere. That is about Hadoop administration. He did it full time. So the next question is, currently I enrolled in itversity CCA certification and started working on it, and also enrolled in CloudX Lab to practice. Will this course is free as is now? Yes. You don't need to worry about it. The courses will be free. The CCA Spark and Hadoop Developer and many other courses will be free. And also I am AS400 IVM mainframe developer in HSBC, had 4 years of experience. Okay, cool. Good to know that you have to put the effort. You did the good decision at right time. As you are still new to the industry, as you have only 4 years of experience in mainframes, it will be a lot more easier for you to transition. Okay, because when it comes to more experience, people expectations with respect to salary is high, and it can be negative for them. But at your level, to get good progression in big data or open source technologies, it will be very easy from where you are. So keep working on it, and you will be able to get it pretty easily, or relatively easily, compared to experienced professionals whose expectations are a little bit on higher side. Okay, nice question. So the next question from Ashutosh is, Java is out of question in CCA, but it brought Scala or Python. So again, would it be tough to know Scala and Python again from scratch? No, I will tell you an example. First of all, don't judge uh, uh, from the programming language perspective. There is a reason why Python has got a lot of traction and why Scala is getting a lot of traction. You should compare what are the disadvantages with Java and why the Scala and Python are getting traction. Okay, one of the reason why Scala or Python is getting traction is it is a functional programming language, whereas Java is a object-oriented programming language. And object-oriented programming languages are a little bit tough to learn. Even though Scala is object-oriented, but it also have the good features of functional programming languages. So what is these good features of functional programming language? So when it comes to functional programming language, it is very easy to learn and very easy to implement your business requirement as a application. I will quickly demonstrate you so that you feel a little bit comfortable when it comes to Scala. So I'm connecting to lab. It's a very good question, Ashutosh. Thank you for bringing it up. It will facilitate me to demonstrate. Okay, I'm opening another window and searching and connecting to the same environment through another window. First, let me define a small problem statement. So I have some data in HDFS. Don't worry about what it is here. Just I'm explaining where my data is. Don't worry if you don't understand what is this Hadoop, FSLS, etc. So there is a location in my HDFS directory. This is a HDFS directory. There, in this location, I have a table called data set called orders, and I have data set called order items. So if I tail on orders data set, it will not work. So I'm trying to just get the file name format so that I can actually give the right names. Okay, now you see data is like this. It is comma separated data. Okay, the first one is order ID, second one is order date, and third one is order customer ID, the ID of the customer who placed the order, and fourth one is the order status. Okay, so we have this data in orders, and in order items, I'm showing another data set, order items. We have order item, order ID, which is primary key for this data set. This is order ID. The second field is order ID, and then this is order item subtotal. Okay, so for each order, if I have to get the order revenue, I have to add multiple records. So in this case, 170201 is repeated 5 times. So I have to add all these things to get the order revenue, right? And also, if I want to get whether the order is closed or cancelled from orders, that information is not there in order items table. So I have to join these two tables. If I have to perform this join in Java, it will take at least 100 lines of code just to perform join on this data set. It is very complex to deal with file system classes, to read data from files, and then once you read the files, you have to have the logic to pass the records, and then you have to write complex logic to join, and blah blah blah. So it's quite complicated to learn to use uh, Java. Okay, whereas when it comes to Scala or even Python, okay, so I'm going here and we are talking about joining the data sets. So this is the course where I have the code snippets already. So I'm going into the Scala one. And we will actually look into joining disparate data sets using Scala. So I have explained the data model here. We have orders dataset and order items dataset. So here I want to get the revenue for each order, and also I want to get the order status, whether it is completed or not. So in this case, to create an RDD and join the data, and also to do the aggregation. Forget about aggregation to get the revenue for each order. Just to join orders and order items, I just have to write 5 lines of the code. The first 2 lines is to read the data. So already Spark have provided API, and you don't need to create a class, interface, implement that thing, or extend that thing, override, and all those things. You just have to write like this. Okay. So here it will not work directly because the path is a little bit different. So I have to fix that one. So here I have to say training 8634. And then order items also. So I'm creating something called RDD. RDD is a Spark concept. So when you try to use Scala on top of Spark, they already provide interfaces to read the files and all. Even when it comes to using core Scala without Spark, if you want to read files from file system, it is a lot more simpler than in Java. When it comes to Spark, they already have this API called text file, and you can actually read the files directly by just giving the path. Once you create orders RDD and order items RDD, which means you are loading data of orders and order items into 2 collections. Okay, if you have to write it in Java, you have to, sorry, again the screen share is dropped. Let me share my screen. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so you read the data using these 2 lines of code. From that data, you have to pass the data. The data is comma delimited. And in orders, the key is order ID. In order items, the key is the second field. So here I am applying the logic to split each and every line. When I say sc.text file, and when I create a RDD, each record will be, each line in the file will be treated as one record. Okay, and on each of the record, this will actually apply the split logic, and then it will generate the key order ID here and the order record here, and it is creating a tuple. What is tuple and all, you need to understand. I will not be getting into the details now, but using these 2 lines of code, you can extract the key on which the data can be joined, and then using this line of code, you will be able to join the data. So just 5 lines of the code, you will be able to join the data. Okay, so now I will run this one. now I can say orders join order items dot take 10. So take 10 is to just take 10 records instead of taking all for each println and hit enter. So you can see the data is already joined. Here we got the order ID on which the data sets are joined. And then from here to here, it's a order items, sorry. It's order items record. From here to here, it's orders record. So now both of them are joined. And using this data set, if you want to get, if you want to just get the revenue for each order and also the status, you can easily get it. Okay, if you have to do the similar logic to just to join two data sets using Java, it will take at least 100 lines of code. Okay, that being said, it is very easy to learn these programming languages compared to Java. Okay, then the next one is just a statement from Asutosh. In between, you guys have lost the screen, so I'm just marking it as done. The next question is, can you provide option for labs like CDH latest version because it requires 16 GB RAM, which is difficult on laptop? No, it is not difficult. I don't know where you live. Now 16 GB laptops are quite common, and it's a good one-time investment if you buy a decent laptop. Okay, but still, if you want to learn, if you don't want to invest that much money on a laptop, I'll be coming up with a lab. It will be around $50 to $60 for 6 months. You can subscribe to that and you can practice on that multi-node lab. But that being said, even if you use my lab, at some point I will highly recommend you to go for a 16 GB laptop so that you can explore any technology in future using virtualization concepts. Using virtual machines on your laptop, you can learn a lot more students in future. Okay, if you're OPT student, yes, that's what you have to pay me for the lab, and you can access the lab and you can practice. It is much cheaper than investing in one in laptop. Or you can actually ask your OPT sponsor to subscribe for the lab. If you want to be part of my live course, you have to talk to your employer and you have to ask him to sponsor for the course, which will be starting in September. But if you just want to learn on your own, and if you want to practice in the lab, you have to pay for the lab at least. Okay, so one more question I will take and then we'll drop. We will wait for 30 seconds. If there are no more questions, I will drop, or even if there are questions, I will take only one question. Okay, so there is one question which in the YouTube video itself, which I will answer. So Charan have asked me, as part of your engineer immersion program, do you have any POC, like any project similar to real time in a Hadoop environment? So as part of the training itself, it is like you will be doing a POC on a good quality data, and also I will provide multiple data sets to you, and you can actually be innovative and start working on those data sets also to get some insights using those data sets. Okay, but I will not be monitoring whether you are doing the project or not. It's completely up to you, because even if I monitor and even if I certify, there is no value for my certification. So that's why I recommend to go with certifications from leading vendors. Okay, but I will provide you the data sets. There is crime data set, there is New York Stock Exchange data set, and there are few more data sets which I will try to provide you, where you can actually practice using the lab. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you for everyone who joined the Hangout. I'll be conducting a lot more hangouts. So if you want to stay connected with me, make sure to go to my itversity website, go to stay connected, and connect with me on different social networking platforms. And also, if you like this, please start sharing here so that the word will reach out to a lot more people, and add value for many more people. Okay, just click on these shares, it will help me a lot. And if you want to get frequent updates on the hangouts, follow me on Google Plus. That being said, I will try to publish the details on other social networking platforms also, but if I forget, then you will lose the invitation of the hangout. And also, I'm planning to create a separate tab on my website itself, where I will have a calendar, so you can occasionally come to the calendar section and see what if there are any hangouts for that week. Okay, so that being said, let me know if you are interested in taking the course, and also stay tuned for a lot more content on the channel, and also stay tuned for the information on the lab, when I will try to announce within a month or two, so that people can learn wherever the laptop, 16 GB laptop is challenged, like Suraj. Okay, that being said, thank you very much. Bye.